Hello, my name is Tiziana Barrow from Tilagia, a digital marketing agency here in DC, and I am here today with Will Yafi, the CEO and founder of TIDWIT, a digital ecosystem network. And I am here to find out what is this word du jour. Everything seems to be becoming digital nowadays. What is this digital transformation that everybody is talking about?
Well, thanks for having me, Tiziana. So digital transformation is really the new way that technology is being deployed. So prior, you could think about technology being deployed in premise for companies. And usually it used to take like weeks to deploy solutions, et cetera, if not months. And so technology and how it proliferates used to be kind of like limited to a certain degree. With the advent of the cloud, technology became very elastic. You could literally, in a matter of minutes, deploy technology pretty much anywhere at any time. And so this in and of itself has become an impetus to cut costs and to, in a lot of ways, go to market much quicker. And so a lot of the companies are now looking at digital transformation as a way to really jump on the next bandwagon of opportunity. And so digital transformation has become really one of the fundamental IT, if you will, initiatives taken up by a lot of small, medium, and large companies.
But what's the challenge with the digital transformation? Because it clearly seems to be that there is a new solution popping up every single day.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. So digital transformation means a lot of things to many people. The way that we like to look at digital transformation challenges is really the limitations of how far you can spread digital transformation. The way that we see companies in and of itself is, and some of the opportunities being missed by companies, is they look at digital transformation as just a way to transform a technology from being on-premise to on the cloud. We actually believe it's much more than that, because we believe one of the biggest assets within a company could be its ecosystem. So it's this kind of like a way of being able to reach further outside of the walls of the company. And if you look at a company's ecosystem and how far it could reach, that if you limit the digital transformation to just the walls of a company, then it becomes extremely difficult to apply this to an ecosystem.
Wait. So it's ecosystem. That's a new term that you're just introducing. So what is an ecosystem?
So an ecosystem is, think about it as what all the relationships that a company has, either upstream with its providers or vendors, within its own company, the different BGs or business groups or employees, etc., and downstream, maybe its channel, or even further downstream to some of its customers. All this is what really conforms an ecosystem for a company. And so the important thing about looking at the world from an ecosystem perspective, because most companies these days are part of an ecosystem. So the important thing becomes not to forgo that view and to think that, well, if I just fix it internally, then everything else will fix itself. That's not the case. A typical question we like to ask, for instance, a company that we talk to is, are you doing a digital transformation, or are you in the middle of it? And they'll say, yeah. And then the next question is, well, are you digitally transforming your ecosystem? And we usually get a quizzical look, which is, what do you really mean by that? And what we ultimately mean by that is, if you just digitally transform yourself, but not your entire ecosystem, how effective is that going to be? And we don't think that that's going to be as effective.
Wait, I think you're introducing yet another concept for us, right? Because you're just now married digital, and you've got ecosystems and digital ecosystem network.
Right. I mean, if you really think about it, we can take it one step further, which is any company could be part at the same time of multiple ecosystems around the world. And what we see is, for example, we work with a lot of companies that might be part of one ecosystem on the one hand and part of another ecosystem or multiple ecosystems. Why is that? Because that's how the world operates. I'll give you an example. If you look at a channel, typically a channel that creates some kind of a solution, right? Be it in any industry, IT, healthcare, telco, etc. They typically have multiple vendors or providers. So each one of these is, you could look at that as an ecosystem relationship, because each one of those vendors runs its own ecosystem. So what we believe for everything to be able to run transparently, everybody needs to be on a single network. It's almost like trying to make a phone call, but your phone doesn't communicate with another company's phone system. So how would you be able to communicate? Everybody needs to be on the same network, and that's why we say digital transformation becomes digital ecosystems, becomes digital ecosystem network, where everybody's exchanging knowledge and being able to get metrics. And being able to make this proper decisions.
Well, tell me a little bit more. Can you give me a specific example of what is an offering for a digital ecosystem network?
Yeah, it's a great question, because what we look at, for example, one scenario is a marketing go-to-market, right? So I'm a downstream, let's say, reseller, and I would like to be able to launch a marketing campaign. Right now, what I would have to do is I would have to go and search on maybe multiple ecosystems or multiple providers that I work with, portals. And then what I would need to do is be able to pull one content at a time and make sure it's the most updated, etc. And then what I would need to do is put it all together and try to kind of curate and then push downstream. Well, what if we could do all of this in an automated way? What if we could push all of this knowledge downstream from the providers to that reseller? That reseller does all automated curation, and then all of a sudden they can push it. Not only do they save costs, not only does it become more immediate, but it can help them distribute much faster and obviously generate revenue a lot quicker.
Wow, that's fascinating. So tell me, why is TIDWIT so important?
Well, I think that the key thing is the alternative, right? Looking at it from an alternative perspective, and the question in this case is, can you afford not to do this? So if everybody's digitally transforming themselves and they're doing it from an ecosystem perspective, and you get left behind, how efficient is it going to be for your company's survival going downstream? But more so, you could also look at it from an opportunity perspective, which is if you want to generate more, quicker revenue, be able to distribute to a wider ecosystem, can you really do it much quicker using a network? And the answer is that's the only way to do it. So we see it as a survival mechanism, but also as a thrival mechanism.
Can companies not afford to do a digital ecosystem transformations?
We believe that the future is for the thrival of companies and ecosystems. It is to jump on digital ecosystems network, and that's really what we're betting TIDWIT's strategy on. And we're very happy to see some of the largest companies in the world believing in our strategy and in what we're doing.
Thank you, Will. It was fascinating. Thank you so much for listening to us and to learning more about TIDWIT, the Digital Ecosystem Network. If you'd like to find out more information, go to www.tidwit.com. Thank you.
Thanks, Tiziana.